ass so I can respect the platform.
Yeah, we back again. Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast coming up next. We got the mayor in the building with us. Tonight, we going to talk about Rajah Jackson getting booked and a bunch of other stuff coming up next.
Following podcast scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the Internet Podcast.
Yeah, we back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. You see the barcode for Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you give us a follow. Special guest. This is long overdue. I said this is long. Oh, yo. I said. Yeah. Special guest. We got the mayor. I said we got the mayor in the building. Let's go. Let's go. Round of applause. Yeah, the insightful one, Bars Wrestling Media, and your boy, the dynamic Dark Wing. Salute, Dub. Hey, man, what's good with you, bro?
What up, everybody? Even though you introduced me, but you know what? Now I'm going to do it anyway. It's your boy, the mayor. That DJ named Ace 5, your mom's favorite fat guy from deepest, darkest Africa. Host of the Star 5 podcast. Co-owner of HHDG Media, Hip Hop Incorporated. Also host of the Blackfinity Gauntlet Content Creator Summit that's going down next month in September at J1Con, September 27th and 28th. Visit j1con.com for all the information. I got some fire shit for y'all with that one, and I'll say it at the end again, Doug. You're in the area. I think you want to be there for this one.
J1Con is in New Jersey, right?
Yes, sir. It's in Atlantic City, New Jersey.
Oh, all right. Yeah, my people's be going there. My people's Garland Holtman. He is he draws and everything. Like, yeah, he told me about it. Yeah, I definitely would
Well,
like to pass through for sure.
you should come. You should come because it's only, I believe it's only $40 for the full weekend pass.
Mm-hmm.
And within the Blackfinity Gauntlet this year, we're doing a discussion surrounding filmmaking and being just an independent, doing camera work, things like that. I have my homie Jamal, who's a part of the Star 5 podcast. He is a movie production company owner.
Mm-hmm.
Also, he shoots, he does a lot of freelance work from shooting concerts to movies to TV. But then I also got my homie T. Smith, who is 30 plus years in the industry. He's worked for Spike Lee doing either like location scouting or casting or behind the scenes camera work. He was actually one of the behind the scenes cinematographers in the Jay-Z Fade to Black movie. My man's got credits. And there is some possibility that he might be showing some never before seen hip hop legend footage.
Oh, okay.
I'm not naming what or who. Is going to be some shit you got to be in the building for.
Okay. Okay, definitely, man. I definitely got chop it up with you off camera about that. You know what I mean? Because I definitely think I need to go to that and check it out.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it's gonna be it's a dope time, Dub. If you can find it away from your 20 kids, no, I'm joking. I know you don't have that many kids, but you mad states away. You know it's all love. It's all joke. Hey, if we can't laugh, then we can't be cool. That's one of my things, man. So it's all jokes. You can throw them back at me. But what's good? I know we got some shit to get into, man, but I'm here for whatever y'all want to get into.
All right. So I wanted to tackle this topic of discussion because me and you were chopping it up a little bit in the chat about this issue with Rajah Jackson, and I believe we had some opinions as far as like who was right and who was wrong. You know what I mean? I don't think we were too far off from our opinions, but I would like to hear your take. They heard our take, but I would like to hear your take on it, and then we could just piggyback from there.
Well, I didn't give you my full opinion in our conversation,
Yeah.
but my opinion on it has really been everybody's kind of wrong in this mix. Everybody. Now, I'm gonna call it like I see it. Y'all were bugging saying the only person who deserves a contract from somebody is the guy who pulled the guy away. Excuse the truck noise again. I'm sorry, y'all.
No, you good.
That was nobody was right in this situation. Um, I don't want to say nobody was wrong either, but nobody was truly right in this situation. But my main takeaway, because this is something that I preach on my show all the time when we have conversations in kind of this matter,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll feel me on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Who the who the hell are you, as far as us outsiders, to declare what is taking it too far when a person's feelings, ego, mentals, whatever the case may be? Who are you as an outsider to say that he took something too far?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I say that because we're all of a certain age, right? Though morally, we thought, you know, we come from that era where people used to get pew-pewed over stepping on the sneaker or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody remembers Do the Right Thing. Man, you stepped on my Air Jordans. Why don't you
Mm-hmm.
go back to
Mm-hmm.
Boston? We remember those things. We remember what we remember. Maybe you have or haven't. You've gotten into a fight with somebody who said, your mother, your mother. And then what happens? Just because you said your mother, now I'm punching you in the teeth. Did that call for that? Morally? No. But who are you to dictate where my emotions are when the incident happens? Now, when I heard about the thing, I waited a minute. I didn't jump on it like the rest of the internet does and fly out the window and start making comments that Roger was wrong, Roger did this, Roger did that. I waited on purpose because all the time there is always more information than what is always first given. And
Yeah.
in a lot of the times, if y'all, I know y'all got in trouble before, most of the people who get in trouble are usually the person who's second.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the person who gets caught second. If
Mm-hmm.
y'all got brothers, right? Y'all have brothers, sisters. Oh no, wait, my bad, Bars. You said you're
I'm
only,
only
right?
child. Yeah, I'm only
Yeah.
child.
Dub, you got brothers, right? Since
I have a younger
we've been
sister.
through we've been through shit before. I'm the oldest of my younger brother and sister. Me and my brother maybe had one or two fights in life.
Mm-hmm.
But who would get in trouble? The person who hit second, because that was the one who the eyes got was caught in the situation.
Mm-hmm.
So the world only saw Roger's shit in the beginning. Then I'm glad that the video came out that the dude Stu, Psycho Stu, they showed him. You hit the dude with the can. Now, what they didn't describe was if that was a setup to then build the whatever angle they tried to build. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't describe that. They looked like they was having a conversation that went wrong for somebody, and then Stu felt compelled to pick up the can, whether it was a work can or not. And again, that's me using the word work can. Fans and using wrestling lingo, if you don't even know how to use it properly, stop using that shit. Okay? But that was a side note. But whether he picked up, whether the can was work, whatever, not whatever. Why did Stu decide to crack the kid over the head with the can? Now it didn't phase Roger, and then the company tried to say, "Yo, let's use this, let's use this." which I understand controversy sells, but controversy also almost got a man unalive. Because why? Roger performed the angle, performed the angle, and then after 2 punches, added what? They said 22 punches. Morally, it looked wrong. Would I have stood for that? Not at all. But again, who are we as people to dictate what Raja felt was wrong? And that's been my main thing behind it. Did I agree with what he did? Absolutely not. This is where our similarities lie, Bars and Dub. I agreed with y'all. But my main takeaway anytime I see some kind of conflict like that is, who are we as outsiders to tell somebody you went too far? If we don't live the same lifestyle, we may not have the same moral backgrounds and upbringings and things that we stand 10 toes down on. I can't dictate to you what your life should be like or how you should be operating. I.e., what is MAGA trying to do right now? What is the whack job far Christian right trying to do right now? We see these things in the world. Who are they to tell me that I have to follow their way, follow their lead outside of the parameters of government law, things like that? Y'all get what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
That's been my main takeaway ever since I seen this video. But are they wrong? Absolutely. Should Roger go to jail, prison? To me, absolutely not. Because you allowed him to get to that ring. You allowed him to enter that ring. Did he take it too far, in my opinion? Yes, but like I said, but what is my opinion? What is my opinion to his actions? It's just words. I'm not involved in it. We're not a part of it. And I'm not saying this in a way of like, we ain't got no right to talk about it. We are talking head podcasters. We do this. We have these conversations. So we're going to talk about it. We could insert, we have these conversations with people all the time. Well, if that was me, a lot of people use that if that was me, knowing damn well they didn't do a damn thing in their life. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A lot of people use that if that was me, they wouldn't do nothing,
Yeah.
But I fault everybody in that company. I fault Roger. Yes, I think you did throw one too many punches. But to snap like that again, if that's what you felt that got you through, that's you. Take and accept any consequences that come with it. But again, I will end it in saying I don't agree with the man going to prison behind it, because that was the angle that y'all tried. Y'all decided and agreed to allow him to come in to get his receipt. And his receipt turned into a goddamn CVS length receipt. It turned into a CVS length long receipt. You know what I'm saying? That's where you messed up. That you messed up by allowing it to go too long. After punch 2, 3, one of the guys shouldn't have just like pushed him, thinking like, "Hey, this is." No, they should have jumped on him and held him down that way. The other guy, I wish I could demonstrate. The other guy who came in looking like he was trying to hold him back, like it didn't look like they were trying that hard. It didn't look like they were trying that hard. They could have tried harder to try to stop it. The people in that ring should have tried harder to try to stop it. They stopped them a little too late. But unfortunately, and as I say, shout out to why am I forgetting the ring queen on TikTok? She's got her tag screen name right now is Glam Bam Bigelow. She just did a video breaking down how she's actually been through an incident like this, hitting somebody who is a non-worker. She's been through this type of situation before. But it's like everybody is at fault for this thing. Everybody, from the company to Roger going, throwing one too many, to the people in that ring, every single person who touched that ring who didn't jump on him fast enough. But this is, I brought her up to mention, I said on her page that if Stu never picked up that can, this would not be a topic for anybody to discuss. Nobody ever wants to talk about who was first in these cases.
Yeah, you're right. And Doug, what did I say? What did I say on the show the other day? Did not say if he had never picked up the can, this would never happen. We won't be having this discussion. I said exactly that. No, actually, bro, we agree with you for the most part. We agree with you because I do think, and Dub can attest to, we do think was everybody else's fault. It's everybody's fault in this whole situation. We do think there was one too many punches. And I did put out a video on my other channel, the Bars Wrestling Media channel, where I said I was actually like not given as much pushback as I did on our channel with me and Dub. I was actually given less pushback on my other channel because of the fact that it was instigated by Stu. You know what I'm saying? By hitting him with the can. But as I watched the other videos and I started seeing these other videos come out, I said, yeah, like everybody gotta be held accountable, not just him. And then that's when I started putting the pressure on him too, because I looked at the fact that he had the kick, he was on a live, he was letting these people gaslight him into a situation. I also looked at the fact that he's a trained martial artist. He's supposed to be disciplined in those situations. He's not supposed to use his hands as weapons to oppose his will on other folks who are just average common people. They don't train to be a fighter.
Right.
So
Like this is everything that you and Dub clarified in the, I listened to the whole episode because like
yeah,
even Dub mentioned with the whole boxing situation, like, yeah, if you hit the professional ranks, you can't just be hitting anybody.
yeah.
But also there is limits. Like if somebody put hands on you, you got the right to defend yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Exactly.
and I apologize for cutting your wisdom like that, but should Roger maybe put hands on him when he did what he did backstage? Possibly. But then
Mm-hmm.
also, I understand you don't want to fuck up the flow. You don't want to fuck up the potential show and things like that, and then cause a controversy there. But that in a street, I've been in fights since. Normally you handle it right then and there. But also,
Exactly.
you can't, again, it goes back to you can't dictate when somebody is like, I was just listening to Ali Sadiq on Godfrey's podcast, and they brought up the whole Cat Williams thing and all this stuff. And he was breaking down a story about a guy who punched him in the head back when he was younger, messed him all up and thing. And it's been smoke for the guy who hit him ever since he was young.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's on site no matter what. And sometimes some people, yes, it can be on site no matter what
Excuse me.
until they feel like they got theirs back.
Right.
He just chose that moment to be inside the ring in front of everybody.
Right. My whole thing was, and then I want Dub to go and give his take. My thing was, I felt like he should have handled the issue right then and there if it was that big of a deal, and I felt like everybody that was in that vicinity at the time, as soon as they seen his mood change, they should have canceled that whole situation off right then and there. They should have cut it off. I don't think it was a good idea for them to want to work it into a story. I don't think it was a good idea.
Right.
And speaking of stories, he's being booked for another promotion now. So
Yeah, what was it, like Danger Pro Wrestling or some shit?
yes. So
And
so
we already seen, we seen what's going on with that, and but we
so
keep going. I'm sorry.
so it leads me to say this, like, I feel like our theory is accurate. Like, it was all for the views. Like, if another promotion could just come out of nowhere and just say, we want you on a show, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the speculation is, oh, they're going to line him up at the show. They're going to do this. Well, first of all, let me just say this to all you folks out there. The guy's a trained fighter. If y'all going to line him up, it's going to take like at least 10 of y'all. And y'all could barely handle him when y'all pounced on him the other time. How y'all think y'all going to try to line him up line him up with what he did the other night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to give him any praise or nothing like that. I'm just saying they trying to make like they're threatening his life, which they are death threats going out to him and his father. But what I'm saying is that they're trying to make like it's a setup. You know what I mean? And really, really, honestly, if it is or if it isn't, really, no one really knows. You know, and I just don't like the fact that they're taking this whole situation and trying to make it a spectacle. Like they're really trying to make it something that it really don't need to be. It could be worse at this event. Like he already showed you he doesn't have interest in professional wrestling. He don't know a wrist lock from an Irish whip. You gonna put this man in the ring and
See, but all right, because there's all right. Dub, make your point because I want to go in on that, but because there's to what you said there. There's also other comparisons off of statements you made on the last pod,
Mhm.
but we haven't heard from Dub since the intro.
Yeah. Go ahead, Doug.
I mean, I really ain't got much to add to it. Be honest with you, I agree with both of y'all. Honestly, let's not forget that there were reports that we didn't say on the last show that there was a bunch of drinking behind the scenes also.
Right.
So we know it don't take much to mess with somebody's head when it comes to that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So you add that onto it, and you add in the fake can or whatever you want to call it, and then you add in the emotions and everything that's going into it, and then you listen. The whole thing as a whole is all messed up. It's all messed up. It's messed up for Raja. It's messed up for Psycho Stu. It's messed up for everybody that didn't try. Like you said, Mayor, after the second or third punch, where the hell was everybody? Where was everybody
Right?
at? You know what I
Right?
mean? Like y'all saw this dude's mood change before the spectacle even happened. He got in there. Okay, 1, 2. Wait a minute, this dude ain't stopping. Let's put a stop to this like now. And then what was it, a total of 20 something punches? Like it really took that long for somebody to jump on top of him to get him off.
Yeah.
Like it's a bad look, not only for him, but for the promotion, which is why, like Bars pointed out, they lost their ID. They lost their WWE ID to it. So now, like we said in the last show, how many of these wrestlers are getting food taken out of their mouth now, out of their families' mouths because of losing
The company
that
owner.
push?
The company owner losing a
Rikishi.
check.
Rikishi.
Well,
Rikishi and his brother.
there's why that they were an ID program, but you know, again, WWE and wrestling, we're not here for that tonight because you know I could snap on that one. But like you said, when Jay-Z said it best, when the Remy's in the system, ain't no telling.
Yeah.
You're right. When
Exactly.
you mix alcohol with violence, you just might get violence.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's true.
Exactly. So I mean that's all I really wanted to add to is that there are reports now that
Right.
there was a bunch of drinking going on backstage. So
There you
we
go.
all know. We all know it. I mean, we've all been there. You know, you have a few to drink, and then depending on what you're drinking, it can be
Well,
either sad or mad. You pick one.
fortunately for me, I am not one of those we've all been there's. I have never fought while drunk, but though depending on the vibe of the situation, I was told I get super lovey-dovey, but I also know when the spidey senses, but I also know that for a fact when the spidey senses tingle, because usually I'm the bigger person in the cipher, defense mode kicks in my head. And you know, the beer muscles, the alcohol muscles and stuff, more than just my regular muscles kick in, and then I'm just ready for the action. Fortunately, stuff never happened. Unlike some of the people that Bars mentioned on the last episode. So where I wanted to give a little bit of pushback on the he don't know a wrist lock from this lock. No, the man knows a real wrist lock. The man knows some real holds and real lockups that translate to professional wrestling. But what he could do to turn himself around if he wanted to do like his daddy and get into the professional wrestling ring is go to a school and actually take it serious
Yeah.
and rehab your image from there. Because to this incident, and then when you brought up rest in peace to Jerome Young, aka New Jack, when you brought up New Jack and you only brought up Vic Grimes, New Jack is one of these guys who I've held close to here. I've been a fan as long as I've known who he was. You forgot about the Gypsy Joe incident with the baseball bat. You also
Yeah.
forgot about the real one. The real one that Jack went through was when he poked the dude up 9 times who was working his first match.
Yeah,
He was
that
working
part.
his first match, and then he tried to dictate to a veteran how the match was going to go. I want to get some color. Well, you got some color, my nigga. But you got some color, all right.
Yeah.
But then he he was able to, by the graces of the courts, he was able to escape out of it and then skate out of Jacksonville, Florida, if you know the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sorry.
No, what about the other? I don't know if it's the same person we're talking about. So what about the other bull that lied about his age to get into the wrestling
That was
ring?
that was the it wasn't Vic Grimes. Vic Grimes was the Jack. I can't feel my legs.
Yeah,
You ain't gonna need
the
them.
scaffold joint.
Bombs
Yeah, I know.
away.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, yeah.
you're talking about mass transit.
Man, okay, yeah,
Mass
yeah,
transit was the dude who who lied, who was underage, told Paul Heyman and them that he was like 21, 22. And then because the kid tried to take liberties, wanted to get color, Jack was a little jacked up. And he took the cut, he took the blading a little too far and
yeah,
scalpeled him to the white meat. But like Bernie Mac said, bust his head to the white meat.
yeah,
It was to the white meat, damn near skull. And then had the kid's father screaming at him, "He's only 17, you fucking," wilding the freak out. But again, this is where sides are at blame. Number one, if you're blading, why are you carrying a big ass scalpel? But if you know who New Jack is, also why are you carrying a 9-inch blade in an independent wrestling match in your boot? Also, but that's the other one. But still,
mhm,
it's like that. I could say Jack went too far, but also the incident wouldn't have happened if the kid didn't lie
yeah,
and didn't lie. So I'm not trying to, people listening, I am not trying to victim blame.
yeah,
We are just talking about the actual facts of the situations. And
right,
when you put 2 plus 2, generally it equals 4. In today's MAGA country, 2 plus 2 equals deported. So things sometimes don't make sense. I say
Hey,
that
we
because
can
things
we can go
sometimes
deep into
don't make
that if
sense.
you want to. We can go
Not tonight,
real
not
deep
tonight,
into
because I
that.
got to
No, no,
get
no,
back
not
to
tonight,
wrapping up my night.
but
But
eventually.
again, y'all are welcome to come on the Star Five podcast every Sunday. We get into topics like that when we do. But
Mhm,
but yeah, if you look at the chain of events, if the kid never lied, he would have never been in the ring. Jack would have been working with actual professionals. He would have known not to take it as far as he did,
right,
is my point.
yeah,
That's my point behind it.
hmm,
Just like the dude who he poked up 9 times, but then promised in the courtroom, "Hey, as long as he trains me, I'll drop all the charges." He said, "Bet, I'll train you." Never trained that man a day in his life and got away with 9 jugs.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you didn't go out there trying to play hot shot in a business that you are brand spanking new to, it might not have happened.
yeah, yeah. I agree with you. I agree with you. Let's discuss the guy that actually told Raja Jackson to get his receipt, Mr. AJ Manor, the one with the cowboy hat. He went, told this man to go get his receipt. Actually, he said that he was in character when he did it. So his punishment is he lost his job. He lost his wrestling, and he lost his 9 to 5. They said that his job called him and said they seen him on TMZ, and they said he's a liability and he got to go. So he went on a rampage and crashed out on social media, like literally on a rampage, and crashed out. You know, what I have to say to it is this, right?
That's what you get.
Basically,
100%.
I mean,
You went out,
I'll leave it at. I'll say it for you. That's what you get. That's what you get.
dude.
I mean,
You,
what was you expecting to happen? What was you expecting to happen? You told another dude to go, whether if you were in character or not. Rasha might not know what in character means. Okay, you don't know what it's up
exactly.
Here. So whenever you say go get your receipt, what somebody for Mayor, if I told you right now, hey, this dude was talking about your mama, go get your receipt. What you gonna do? Exactly. You ain't even gotta say nothing. The lab tells me everything.
Man, listen. If y'all knew the mental state that I was put in on Tuesday, I was about to go print a couple of receipts on somebody.
Oh wow.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean, right? So somebody like him, he does like we discussed it on the first show. When the Undertaker, somebody like that says he gonna get his receipt, he just gonna pay you back the same way you got him. But this dude is not in that mindset. You know what I mean? This dude is not in that mindset to where, okay, my receipt is okay. He hit me upside with head with a can. I'm gonna hit him back. No. Oh, get my receipt. I know what that means in the street. I'm gonna get my receipt.
Which in ring, the way you described it again, it doesn't always go apples for apples in that case. Like you say, Undertaker receipt. We'll go to the Brock Lesnar Braun Strowman incident, right?
I
Braun Strowman went a little bit too far with the kicks. And what did Brock do? His immediate receipt was get up, punch him in the face, hit him again to bring him down to say, slow the fuck down, big boy. That's also a receipt. It's not always a chair. You hit me with a chair too hard, I'm gonna get you with a chair back. It's usually you got hit and your bell rung, you done messed up. Slow, like another one I watched the other day. Chris Jericho, Shane McMahon, and Shane McMahon got a little bit too live with the punches. He was throwing some nice work punches and was getting close, but then was tagging Chris a couple times. And he's trying to like tell him while they working, slow the fuck down, and then Chris eventually caught him. And he was just like, oh, my bad, I got you. It corrected the situation. Because when you work in that field, you understand, oh, shit, yo, my bad. Whenever you're ready to get me, I know something's coming. Whenever you're ready to get yours, get yours. I know it's coming. I went a little too far, my bad. But that's what happens when you know the working. So that's why I give it up to you, Buzz, when you say, yo, the man don't know. Yeah, he doesn't know the work aspect of a professional wrestling match.
And that's why
he doesn't know that aspect.
And that's why it's so like dangerous, I would say, to bring in an outsider into the ring because they don't know the work aspect. Look at Travis Scott. Travis Scott nearly took out Cody Rhodes' eye, and Cody Rhodes is very nice about it. I couldn't have been Cody Rhodes.
His eardrum.
Bust his eardrum, gave him a black eye.
Cody also said to him, "Give me what you got."
He did.
He said it in an interview. He said, "Give me what you got." And Travis Scott don't look like he got much, but he sure caught something.
He did.
Cody was something. But Cody admitted that he told him to rock him, kind of. He told him that.
But this also goes back to what Mayor. This goes back to, because I understand what you're saying, Bars, but this also goes back to what Mayor said, like, go to the school and take it serious. Because we've seen these monstrous dudes come from the MMA life, come and make a living doing this. Brock Lesnar.
His
dad. We seen Cain Velasquez do it. You know what I mean? We seen the dude down there in GCW that does blood sport. He does it.
Josh Barnett.
Yeah, Josh Barnett. You can take it. Ronda Rousey. You can take it serious and know what you're doing.
Nah, exactly. You know,
100%.
I just brought that up, you know, because as of late, the professional wrestling world has been bringing in a lot of outsiders, a lot of celebrities, a lot of people that are not really wrestling savvy. They might be athletic, but they're not really wrestling savvy. You know,
Now, are we saying that the wrestling is bringing this in, or the sports entertaining is bringing in the outsiders?
Nah, really, the sports entertainment is bringing in the outsiders. You know, and not for nothing, because I'm not ragging on him. Jelly Roll was brought into the fold, but he did pretty good though. He took more punishment than he actually gave, which was surprising because you usually don't see it like that. You usually see them because they're new, so they're usually the ones throwing the offense, and the wrestlers usually the one backpedaling. But surprisingly, he took a lot of some of the best moves you could possibly take in a wrestling ring, and he was a G about it. So you know, I'm
But
using
that's him taking it serious though
yeah,
too.
yeah.
You can tell that
Right.
he took the little training that he got serious. Same thing with Bad Bunny. You can tell those ones
Yeah.
that actually took their training serious.
Right.
It's a
Yes.
respect of the craft, because like I brought up on Dedrin's Live tonight, everybody rags on him, but Dave Arquette, David Arquette, as soon as Vince Russo did the dumb decision that he didn't want in putting the belt on him, David Arquette actually told himself, you know what? Let me respect this business and actually. And the man went out there, trained. He went out there and worked in different local independent promotions around the world. Yes, he used his fame and name, but the dude actually took the business serious until the Nick Gage incident happened. And then that kind of had him checked out. But the point was is he took the craft serious. So now again, if this is Roger's first experience with this is where also too on some black man stuff. We can't be. Let's try not to be that hard on our people in certain cases because let's shoot this kid some bail and hopefully our words can encourage him to. If you want to get back in that ring, brother, actually take it serious. You fucked up this one time. We'll hold it against you. Let's hope the law don't do nothing with you, even though, once again, we know the days and times that we're living in. We're going back to being the villains just for living. But if you choose to want to right this wrong, brother, take the path of actually going to learn the craft and then correct this shit.
But I don't even think he really wants to be a wrestler though, because like he said that he always wanted to beat up a wrestler. He said that.
Well, he dream come true, nigga. Then move on. Dream come true. Move the fuck on. But, but the point. But even. You know what I'm saying? But the
Dream
point
come
that I'm
true.
trying to make is regardless though, regardless of the fact whether he may be, because even like I've heard a lot of people talking about him, and even his father feels like he's a lost cause. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that's
maybe
true.
it's another sake of redisciplining yourself. Because like you said, trained martial artists, trained fighters are supposed to have a level of discipline. Many of them are very hotheads. That's the reason why they get into fighting. But it's also a trained level of discipline that even going to a wrestling school, you could have try to regain some level of discipline. But again, I'm gonna go back to Glam Bam Bigelow and what she said. Ring Queen Alexa is she went by. But she mentioned because again, she's in the business independently and stuff like that. A lot of the wrestlers out there also need to drop their egos. They need to also drop that they think that they're larger than just because they worked for the right to work in a ring. Sometimes those egos need to drop too, because as we see with Psycho Stu was not that psycho after.
No.
And not to make light of it like that, but Psycho Stu was not that psycho. So, but yo, I don't know how much further we got of this conversation. I finally appreciate the time that has been put on hold for so long, but I do have to unfortunately go. We need to do a part 2 again because y'all know my knowledge in this shit. I could take it there. So whenever y'all are ready, please just let me know. And once again, all invites are open to the Star 5 podcast. Invites are definitely open for y'all to come kick it with your boy at J1Con. And y'all are good enough with me that y'all can come kick it with me in real life. You know what I'm saying? So
Well,
I got y'all.
I'm gonna have to take you up on that, man, because like I definitely need to be making passes at New York, man. Especially when it comes to like getting some gear, like you know what I mean. So for sure.
Dan, I
anyway,
got your number down. So I'll be reaching out to you, and we'll try to set up another time for you to come on. Maybe when you're not at work.
we're past due on a promise you made back in March. How about that?
Man,
I'm not calling you out fully, but we are past your past.
What did I
due
tell
on
you,
that
Bars?
too.
What did I tell you, Bars?
You probably told, yep, this nigga gonna call me out, but yeah. But anyway, I thank y'all brothers for the time. I didn't mean to cut it short because the conversation was flowing great. And I do this. We could have been going for another 2-3 hours, even while I'm driving home. But the Starter 5 podcast with goddamn camera, I'm like an old man again.
There
The
it
Starter
is.
5 podcast on all platforms. The Starter 5 _ podcast on Instagram. Dan the Mayor on TikTok. Peace. Thank you, brothers, again.
Appreciate
Peace. Peace. Yeah, that was great, man. That was great.
I felt like the conversation definitely could have kept on going, but you know, duty calls and you're at work,
Yeah,
and he
for
the boss at that. So
for sure. Well, you see what we got before us here. Raja Jackson has been booked to perform at believe Danger. What is it? Danger Zone.
something like that.
Danger Pro Wrestling or whatever. A lot of rumors been going on. We don't know if the rumors are true or not. But we do hope that nothing transpires from this and cooler heads prevail. But we don't know neither, because there could be a lot of wrestlers there that feel some type of way with him coming in, and it could cause some like issues. So I guess, you know, like we say, we gonna have to keep our eyes on it, and we just let y'all know. That's for sure.
Man, listen, I'm not gonna fear for his safety, because he can obviously take care of himself. But I hope he keeps his head on a swivel, because you never know how these wrestlers are gonna feel with him showing up there. You know, you might have one that might try to take him out with a bat. At that point, your martial arts don't mean anything. You ain't got no knees.
You might have one that might have that might want to do the other thing, and I don't need to even mention that.
Well, yeah,
that's
why I said bat.
Yeah, the thing about it is that, you know, he gotta control his temper, you know, and he gotta do better. You know, you're a black man in society. You're always gonna be a target, so you gotta do better, bro.
Trump's America.
You gotta do better. Period. Your father is a world-renowned martial artist champion. You gotta do better. You're representing a lineage of people. You know what I'm saying? You're representing your family. You gotta do better, bro. You gotta do better, because you're even lucky that you're not in jail right now. Like, and like Mayor said, part of the reason probably why he's not in jail right now is because they're trying to say whether it was a work or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was around the whole story, which technically it was, because they all agreed to it. And that's my whole point. You all agreed to it, so you open the floodgates. As soon as you seen that man's face change, y'all should have fell back. Y'all should have fell back. That's the way it is. You know, before we cut out, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on with this situation too. They interviewed the dude that got Raja off of Stu, and he basically was even saying how that, you know, the whole setup was kind of off. You know what I mean? And if he's saying it, that just goes to tell you right there, you know? He also said that Raja hits like a tank. So that just goes to show you too that dude's fist is lethal. So y'all gotta be careful, man. Y'all gotta be careful with all this viral moment stuff. Y'all gotta take a chill pill, man.
And I understand these promotions, these smaller promotions, they're trying to, like you said when we first started, they're looking for clicks and views. You know what I mean? That if you just keep doing what you're doing, that'll come in due time. But
Sure.
to want to get your clicks and views based off of this kind of stuff, danger zone, whatever they're called, you're asking for the wrong kind of publicity to me.
For sure. I agree. And with that being said, this is Ring Ropes and Turnbuckle Podcast. Shout out to the mayor. We'll be back with another one. Salute.
Following podcast scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, they are the Internet Podcast.